In other news now, opening statements today in the trial of disgraced media mogul Harvey Weinstein. His 2020 conviction was overturned on appeal, so he's facing retrial on 2 charges plus a new accuser. 5 years ago, crowds gathered outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan when he first went on trial. Today, a very different scene. There were no crowds as opening statements got underway. I was there this morning in the courtroom as the judge scolded the jury for a nearly hour-long delay because at least one juror showed up late.
Harvey Weinstein entered the courtroom in a wheelchair and listened as prosecutors gave their opening statement as Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg looked on. They told the jury that Weinstein was a Hollywood gatekeeper, someone with enormous control who decided who was in and who was out, and used opportunities as weapons. He knew how addictive Hollywood dreams were. The 73-year-old is facing a retrial on 2 charges from his first trial and a new accusation from a third woman. Mimi Haley alleges he forced oral sex on her in 2006. Jessica Mann alleges he raped her in a Manhattan hotel in 2013. And Kaya Sakala says Weinstein forced oral sex on her in 2006 when she was 19. Prosecutors told jurors she was crying and said, "Please don't do this." They also detailed her first alleged sexual encounter with him when she was just 16 years old, which is not a part of the charges. They say he strung them along the way one does with an addict, promising parts in movies. If he was told no, he got what he wanted by force. During the defense's opening statement, they told the jury the casting couch is not a crime scene, calling these mutually beneficial relationships, that the women would use Weinstein to try and cut the line in Hollywood, and in turn, they would fool around with him consensually, calling it immoral on both sides, that Weinstein shouldn't have cheated on his wife. They called the accusers manipulative and conniving, and told the jury to use its New York common sense.
When they hear the witnesses and they see all of the inconsistencies and the lies, that they will realize that the case was not proved.
Weinstein's attorneys opened with a statement that was full of victim blaming and rape myths. If it were not for the 100+ women who came forward with allegations against Weinstein, we may never have seen a Me Too movement.
I think these women who are going to testify are very brave.
Now, 2 women who testified against him in his first trial but were not part of the charges were in the courtroom listening in today. After openings, Harvey Weinstein's former assistant was called to the stand. The trial resumes tomorrow. He is facing third-degree rape and criminal sex act charges.